Welcome. I'm so glad that you're following my channel and you got into video about centers and details about them. And we will talk about not very deep. We're gonna talk in general what each center has, what type of logic has this topic, and all the interesting stuff in plain English. My name is Maria. I'm a human design analyst, and I love to read other people's body graph and tell them how great they are and where they need to give more focus. So let's come back. Centers can have three different states. I would say it's plain, fully plain, and fixed. Or we can call it also fully white, and colorful. You can see in this body graph that it contains some centers white, some centers with the colors. And since human design is very related to the energies and sharing the energy between humans, and obviously since I love talking about human design, I believe in this too. So fully white centers, they are like a subject of the influence from other person. So let's say sacral center is open, and next to this human we have another person who has sacral center as fixed, and the energy from the sacral center will be shared to this person, and the person will accept this energy. And that's with all centers, but the only difference is each center has own topic, own idea, and it's gonna work differently. But when we're talking about white centers that has some gates there, it's gonna be a little bit different than fully white. Why? Because gate has some topic, and when person has this gate, meaning the center gonna be felt by the human by the topic of this gate. If to simplify it, if we have an ego center and we have a gate 40, so the person gonna feel the center with the topic of gate 40. However, if we have, let's say, sacral center with the gate 3, the person gonna feel his sacral center with the topic of the gate 3. So, and it's everything about all the body graphs. The only difference between all of us that connections, combinations can be different. Also, environment where a person was growing, it's going to be different, so that's going to be much different feels for all of us. And when we have a center that fixed has a color, that means the energy flow is stable, all the time is stable, and it's going from one center to another depending how they're connected to each other. And let's dive into our centers. We're gonna start from our root centers. The root center is a huge power and pressure. It's real adrenaline that just stream up all the energy. And we're calling it also as a motor center, so it's giving energy and power to the person, and basically it's like by the name you can understand motor. And the next center is going to be a sacral center. Sacral center is in the middle, and it's about sexuality, about life force and work. And people who has this center by default, they're generator and non-generator. And we also can call it as a battery. It's real batteries that recharging by itself. Those people have the most energy, and sometimes when you're comparing two humans next to each other, and the person who is generator will be completely different. And that's why the human design pushing people stop comparing yourself to others, because you might be completely have a different body graph, completely different energy type, and that's why all of us are different and unique. The other center that I like to talk about is spleen center. Spleen center is about intuition and about health and immunity. And the main logic and our goal in this center is to find out how to protect myself, how to be healthy, how to stay healthy, and how to stay secure. Other center is emotional center, or we also calling as solar plexus. And based on the name, I think you got it. It's about emotions. So it is also a motor center that giving a huge energy and power, but it's improvised and it's showing us through the emotions. Other center is ego center or will center, and we also love to call it as a heart center. It's about our confidence, it's about willpower, ego, and about our material world. And it is very interesting and sensitive center, I would say, because it's very, very deep connected to our ego. And other center is G center, and it's about identity, love, and direction. And this center has a lot of gates, and it's very interesting how they're gonna vary between person to person and how different it's gonna be visible for all of us. And let's move up. We are going to our throat, and there is a throat center. And you might think it's about talking. And yeah, you're right. It's about communication and manifesting. And this center also has a lot of gates. And sometimes, like, we can say that all other centers going into our throat. So it is going to be connected somehow, or at least trying to be connected somehow. And other center is in our head. We have two centers there, and I would say for me personally they're very related. Why? Because head center is about inspirations and questions. So this center usually asking question. Ajna center is the one that lower one. It's giving an answers to those questions. It is in ideas that coming, and that's why I'm saying they're very related and connected to each other, even though they might not have connection with any like channels. However, as I mentioned to you, energy is flowing between person to person, so still we are connected, and still it's gonna have some reaction, and still gonna give some information to all of us. So that's all about centers, and if you have some more question and you would like some more clarification, don't be hesitate to reach out to me and just leave a comment below, or you can find my Instagram page and you can just go there and text me. I will be glad to provide you an assistance. And if you want to know about you personally and you want me to read your body graph, feel free to reach out and I will be glad to do that.